All right, folks, welcome to the IWM broadcast of the IWM Cup Series here on Wednesday nights. Thanks for tuning in here for the Food City 250 here at Bristol. I'm Rick Souza here in the booth with Noah Evans. Noah, it's going to be a fun night here on the short track. It's short track racing for sure.
Bristol, baby. I mean, you got to love this place, man. So much history has happened here from Earnhardt's deal with Labonte, Michael Waltrip's horrific crash that he had up at the gate, and this track holds so much history. We saw Ty Gibbs get his first win just this past Sunday. Could we see that same trend carry over to tonight? Bristol kind of has that magic around it.
It sure does. It's been the first place for a first win for a lot of NASCAR drivers. We'll see if it takes the place and does the same thing here for an IWM driver. So far, points-wise, though, this really has been a series so far dominated by the Balls Out Racing team and particularly by Kyle Smalley.
Yeah, Smalley has just been great so far this season. We've seen Paleshi as well. Paleshi, though, I believe has a backup driver tonight. I think that may have been the driver who we were talking about earlier. But Walker Thomas and Matthew David Wood. But for Kyle Smalley, those two wins, it really puts him up there. I mean, you can see the points gap right now is 49. But earlier on in the season, it looked like him and David Wood were going to just run away with this thing.
Yeah, but that seems to have smoothed out a bit. Remember, they'll take the first 16 drivers for that coveted position once we get to the cut. But we've got a lot of racing between now and then for sure.
We most certainly do, and excited to kick it off again at Bristol tonight, one of the best racetracks to do it at.
Absolutely. So the top 16 drivers are showing there on the board. Kyle Smalley at the top, down to Casey Herschel, about 150 points back. But if I recall, the actual NASCAR split is not that far different from what we're showing here.
It really isn't, and the points really differ from first to second. But from 16th up to, I'd say, about 7th, that is a very competitive group of guys right there. Obviously, from 6th through 1st, they're kind of in a world of their own. But from Lucas all the way down to Herschel, all of these guys just look really great so far this season. Take a look at Ty Bostic as well. He has one win, or one top 5, 2 top 10s. And Justin Lewis, who's fastest in practice so far, very underrated season for him. 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s, but still finds himself in 12th. That shows you how competitive this field is early on in the season.
Absolutely. Just looking quickly over to the NASCAR standards, not to say we're NASCAR, but Shane Van Gisbergen is right now sitting in 16th, and he's 209 points behind. So here, the difference is that they've got more stage point opportunities than we do in this league. But still, that being said, 16th versus 147 points back. That's actually, I think, after this many races, a fairly tight season so far.
It has been so far. We've seen a lot of these drivers really just try to get any win any way that they can. But with this new point system, it shows how important position is. Just finishing top 10, even in just the stages in general. Any stage points you can get, grab them. That's why Smalley's up in front. Look at the difference in stage points between him and, let's say, a guy like Andrew Paleshi. Paleshi could get the points. He just doesn't have the stage points or the bonus points.
Absolutely. So this is race number 8 in our current season. Right now, if I look in, let's take a quick peek at our schedule. So right now, this is Bristol and April 15th, tax day. But perhaps next week we'll be at Kansas, and then we head to Talladega.
The biggest and the baddest, from the Coliseum to the almost 2.5 mile racetrack. This is going to be a huge change of pace for these guys. It really covers these next, I'd say 4 or 5 races, really cover pretty much any kind of track. You have the short track, intermediate, super speedway, then you go to Watkins Glen, the road course. This is really going to be just a whirlwind of these next 5 weeks here.
Absolutely. All right, so that's where we stand for that. Let's talk quickly about the race info, as we've just got a couple minutes left to practice here. We've got 250 laps with a stage break at lap 83. Really, fuel window is really not that important. It's really about tires, because Noah, the track temperature is 108 degrees.
Yeah, and speaking of tag, this isn't NASCAR, like we said, and I don't think iRace can simulate was it PJ formula, whatever it is that they put on the bottom line
PJ1,
here. So
yeah.
yeah, PJ1. So you won't see any of that today, which means consistent multi-groove racing here. You're seeing a lot of different lines here, middle, high, low. It really is kind of running like an intermediate track today. You see guys arc the corners right here. Take a look at the 23. Really loose there out of 4. That PJ1 not being there really messing a lot of these guys up. 250 laps. I believe that's half the regularly scheduled race distance. So still going to be a long night for a lot of these guys. 5 sets of tires. They're going to burn through these quickly. This is concrete, bear in mind. This isn't like Old Bristol or Martinsville or anything like that. All of this concrete here, and as short and as banked as it is really going to be tough to tackle. So if you're not really good at managing your tires, you might want to have some help in learning how to do that.
Especially as these drivers begin to work their way out of these corners, it's really going to take a deft touch on your throttle, that's your word for the day, to really be able to get back on the gas too much, because this is the extra horsepower package. Too much gas coming out of turns 2 and 4 will wind up just spinning the tires, and you'll break traction, and unfortunately you'll find yourself looping around, and that is not where you want to be on this short track.
Looking forward to it. Going to be a fun night.
All right, so that's where we are at the moment. We'll wait to see just where we are. With just 38 seconds left, we'll head to qualifying and get this underway. Looking forward to it. Should be a fun race. We got 34 drivers who are in the session at the moment, so we'll be almost underway. Coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Let's see if there's anything else we need to look at before we get underway here. But in the meantime, I do want to give a shout out. So we've been broadcasting here for, gosh, it's coming up on 4 years here. And we have had a number of listeners who, or watchers, depending on how you look at it, who tune in each and every week. One thing I want to reach out to, you'll see her name pop up in the chat. That's Lorraine. She is here on a regular basis. Her son is involved in the league. She's always been here to cheer him on, whether it was this league or a race in another league. But she's always been here as a constant viewer here. So I'll let you know, Lorraine, our thoughts and prayers here in the broadcast booth and with all of the IWM family are with you, and definitely want to express our positive sentiment and prayers for you as you deal with those things that you are dealing with. So all positive message from us here. We absolutely wish you the best. So all right, practice is up, and we're about to go qualify. All right, qualifying is underway here at Bristol. First driver up that we've got in our sights is Nathan Yarnell in the 55.
Yarnell looking to have a good run here at Bristol. We'll see what kind of time he can set down in that number 55. See what he can do here. Lap 2. We'll see where he will go. He will go 13th. 15.631. Top of the board right now is Matthew David Wood. I feel like we say that week in and week out. Him being up on the front row. He's there pretty much every week, and he's there by a hefty margin. But your practice leader, Justin Lewis, has not qualified yet. He was fastest in practice. We'll see if he can get it done here.
Just bouncing around to see who's out there qualifying at the moment, see what how things are doing. We'll bring over to Christoph Hall. He's finishing up. Nathan Yarnell finished up. Bud Shear.
A couple guys still waiting to go out. We see Calvin Allison, who's looking to have a good rebound after Martinsville.
Lewis.
Oh, almost a spin. He goes into the wall.
That will
Oh,
not count.
man.
That lap will not count. He can just, I don't think he really completed a lap, so you can go back and start over,
Yeah,
try
I think
one more time.
he can go back and redo it. Thankfully, if that had been his first lap, that would have been really unfortunate. Let's try it again. Like someone was saying, pit road is really tough here, especially coming off the corner. We saw Christopher Bell lose it, trying to get on a pit road Sunday. Let's see what the man who led practice can do. All-star last year at North Wilkesboro. And let's see what he can do. Like the bottom will be his preferred lane. A little twitch coming out of 2. Final lap, he will go 25th fastest.
Nope.
23rd now, and Justin Lewis.
Yeah, tail end of the pack there.
Yeah, not the qualifying session that he needed. Here's Charles Van Scoik, a Levittown native in the number 23 machine for Go Racing. Spins it across the line. I believe that was his last lap anyway. We'll qualify 12th. I think we may have a couple more here.
The only person on the track right now is Zach Lindgren, finishing up his qualifying effort, currently showing in 7th. I think that's
We'll have 9 drivers have not qualified.
Yeah. Well, just from a strategy perspective, I think that they're good with just hanging at the back of the pack. Laps churn away pretty quickly here at Bristol. Typical lap here is about 15 or so seconds. So on a good, solid minute, you're going to burn through 4 laps. With very few cautions, this race could be over really quickly. But I don't think that's the case.
Don't think so.
Well, that pretty much wraps up our qualifying efforts. We're about to get underway with our grid. As soon as we have that to you, we will bring that to you. Forgotten some drivers are in. All right, we think we've got our grid. Let's bring it up.
All right, Matthew Wood on pole position. It is Walker Thomas to his outside. And pretty much the usuals this week. They'll be on row 1. Row 2 is going to be Kyle Smalley and Aiden Lucas in 3rd and 4th. Row number 3 is Sammy Harrell and Bud Sheeter, a good qualifying for the 93. He'll start 6th. Row number 4 is Zach Lindgren and Ryan Kelly, the fill-in driver for Paleshi. He'll be in the 8th spot. Running out the top 10 is Austin Call and Pete Tart in the 67 machine.
All right, in row 6, you got Jared Wishon and Chuck Van Scoik. In row 7, you've got Jordan Weaver and Ty Bostic. In row 8, you've got Brian L. Jones and Michael Anthony. Row 9 brings us Maurice Burnett. To his outside, his teammate Christoph Hall. And in row 9, you've got Maxwell Caldwell and Pete and 20th. I'm sorry, yes, in 20th is John Ledger.
Starting in 21st is Nathan Yarnell. To his outside, it'll be Todd Merkel in the number 2 machine. Row 12 is Jeremy Brown and Justin Lewis. Row 13, Cody Sturgill and Calvin Allison of the 88. He'll be in 26th. Row 14 is Justin Horton and Aaron Jackson in the 12 machine. Row 15, rounding out the top 30 is Roberto Ramirez and J.R. Houston.
All right, starting in row 16th, you've got Casey Herschel and Marco Berube. And in the last row, we've got David Watson, Aiden Kirkler. That's it for our starting grid tonight here at Bristol. If you're ready for a few drivers to get settled, and we'll get this underway.
All right, we are officially have We officially have the engines fired at Bristol. We are underway under pace laps. It'll be on Matthew David Wood to lead us off to green here. In a very short pace lap here at Bristol. We only get one of them. His pace car lights are already out. So this field's scrambling to try to get formed back up. We get ready to go green flag at the last Great Coliseum. Gonna lead us one more time around. Pace car will go onto the back straightaway pit road. That's another thing about this racetrack. 2 pit roads, and you have got to remember and keep it in your head which one you went down. You do not want to go down the wrong pit road and screw yourself over for later on in the race, especially later on in the race. But for Wood, for Thomas, Smalley, Lucas, we've seen these guys up front pretty much every single week in some way, shape, or form.
All right.
All on the 21.
Yep, 21 will start us off. Again, 83 laps in this first stage. Restarts and starts are always a challenge here at Bristol.
We are green from the last Great Coliseum, and the Gladiators get ready to put on a show. 250 laps, and Kyle Smalley already making moves. He goes up to second.
Looking back to the field as we're too wide for most of these drivers. Already a driver that's bailed out and down. Is that John Ledger? That's your caution's out.
Oh, there we go. There's the 19 of Ledger going around. I think there may have been another car involved in that. Let's see if we can find out who it was.
Focusing on the 19 of Ledger. He's got the 8 to his high side. That's to the low side, right? That's Maurice Burnett. But here with these early tires, it's so easy just to go around.
Yeah, it looks like he just got loose off of the high side there, and I don't think that took anyone else with him. Thankfully, I think it just took the 19 of Ledger and the 8 around of Maurice Burnett.
Yep.
Well, quick caution here at Bristol.
Yep. Did we expect it? Yep. We sure did. That's just Bristol. It's all about how this comes together.
Totally not going to announcers jinx it, but it can't be worse than Martinsville. Hopefully.
Looking for something to knock on here in the studio. That's wood, not metal. But, that's just part of short track racing. You do have a lot of contact that typically is going to happen. We know that. We expect it. But once these guys settle down. Again, we talked about earlier, you've got fresh tires. Track temp's a little hot. Makes it for a little bit of a sticky surface. We'll just see how it goes.
It's Bristol, baby.
Absolutely. One thing we didn't talk about was some a little bit of keys to tonight. What we've got right now is tire management, braking zones, and drive defensively. That's what you'll need to do to be successful here at Bristol.
Yeah, the drive defensively is obviously subject to what your definition of driving defensively is. I just think being smart could go there. But yeah, definitely driving defensively is what we saw Ty Gibbs do. And aero blocking, not really a huge factor here, but you can still do it. It's not like it's impossible, but we've seen them do it inside, outside. Let's see if they can do it here.
Matthew Wood takes the high line. Get Kyle Smalley down low. Green flag flies in that restart. That's the Echo Park restart zone. We're back underway here in Bristol. These short tracks always give the leader that little bit of opportunity there to get a car length or two out in front.
A really good run here for David Wood. We'll see if he can pace himself. Smalley, I wouldn't say getting impatient, but he is really wanting to get that lead spot.
Oh,
When you
caution
get that
flies
lead,
again.
And it is Jeremy Brown going around in
we were
the
just talking about
46.
that paint scheme earlier.
Yeah, it was a great looking race car. A big pile up though. I say big. It's like 4 cars, but still a notable incident. Looks like not a lot of damage dished out. So we can find out what happened.
Yep, that's Jeremy Brown in the 46 Voodoo Ranger Chevrolet. Oh, a little bit of contact with the 88. See the 20 of J.R. Houston go up around.
Yeah, so that was really weird contact. It's like the 88 just got there super fast.
Tell you what. So right now you saw the flash in the tailpipes there. He's out of the gas.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
slowing down. And the 88 was more on the gas and just found himself unexpectedly, running up on. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier with the braking zones. You've really got to anticipate where that guy is around you and where he's going to let off and get back on, because you're going to find yourself just like that 88 in his bumper.
Yeah, he got there super fast too. That 88 was really trying to make his way up through the field.
'88 finds himself now on pit road, probably just trying to figure out if he has any damage, if he needs to wait it out and see how long it'll take to get repaired. We will see that a lot here. Incidental contact could mean nothing, but for some reason, the way these cars react, it could be substantial.
The field getting double file back up and running. Pace car lights are off. So we Matthew David Wood, Kyle Smalley, good run for Aiden Lucas and Zach Lindgren. And Ryan Kelly, a fill-in driver for Andrew Pileshi, doing really good here. And the number 91 is a fill-in. He is currently second in points, is Pileshi. So possibly a good points day brewing here for that 91 if he can just stay out of trouble.
All right, back underway here. Good jump on the 21, but really good anticipation by the 51 there on that outside line. Edwin gets out ahead of Aiden Lucas in the 34. Take over second.
Car on the wall. 98 of Christoph Hall, I believe. Looks like he's back in it.
A bit of contact there with the 37 as well, yep, of Justin Horton.
A good battle going on here for the 8th spot. It's Harrell. Well, it was a great battle until the 11 dropped out there. Good battle for the top 10 spot. Let's put it that way. Ty Bostic fighting with Bud Shearer right now, and a whole storm of cars behind him. You got Pete Hart thrown into there, Michael Anthony, Jordan Weaver. Everybody trying to eye that stage point.
All right, solid racing going on right now. And as you sit back there in the 10th spot, we're still 2 wide racing. Looking up towards the front of the field, you've got Walker Thomas here. We're single file at the front, but the 1 car of Walker Thomas gets a little loose. He holds it together and keeps it going, pointing in the right direction, but that was a little sketchy for the 1 of Walker Thomas.
Oh, Sammy Harrell locks the brakes up.
Holds it together. Green stays out. He gets it back together, but he's going to have some tire wear on those tires now.
Really good save by the 43 there. Yeah, he almost lost it. Look back at the replay. He was close. Good save.
Just a note, the air temperature is being 70, but our track temperature is still hot at 106.
Oh. Yeah, concrete does not like heat, especially on these Goodyear Eagles.
Bring up some gap information here. Our leader, Matthew Woods, got about almost 3/4 of a second lead over second place Kyle Smalley, Aiden Lucas. But this group, going back to the 10th spot, has got nearly a 5-second gap going back here as Ty Bostic finds himself in a battle with the 45 of Jordan Weaver.
Yeah, and it is kind of weird. Or not weird, I should say. It is interesting how the 21 of Wood, he looks full steam ahead right now. And usually you want to try and control the pace of this race the best that you can. If you can save tires going as fast as you are, you know, go ahead and do it if he's able to do it. But he's gaining almost 1/10 of a second about every lap. Wood is really pushing hard here.
Yeah, he has definitely found a way to go fast at this track. Let's go on board with the 21.
I want to see, look at the inputs here on that 21. Look how smooth he is driving that 21 machine. It is like butter. That 21 machine, really perfect in the corners, on the paint, off the gas, perfect.
You can see the track beginning to rubber in a bit.
Yes, rubbering up. Has not led a lap. Led all 28 so far.
Coming up on the 54 of David Watts. He is currently, wrecking in front.
Oh!
Caution comes out. Does it come out? Yep, it does.
46 again. What it looks like. Notice the... Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like, well, it shows David Watts, but you said it was a 46?
Yeah, Watts gets into the 46 of Brown. I think the 46 of Brown had almost lost it coming off the corner. Lap 27. See if you can find it here.
This is right in front of the leaders. You can see the 21 right there on his tail. See David going around here across the front stretch. He's off the brakes there. See the 37 diving low. Oh, and the 96 had the 46 had already crashed, unfortunately, and 54 just had no place to go. All right, that's our third caution of the night. Little incident with the 54 and the 46.
Yeah, and we had a really good run going there. Super clean for the 21 machine. We'll see how Smalley will react to that. I'm seeing way more conservation out of the 51 than the 21. Obviously, the 21 could be conserving tires. With the way that he's driving, he is conserving them. But that 21 just has so much speed. Could be looking for a third win tonight.
Absolutely. All right, for those folks who are tuning in, we certainly appreciate you joining us here on the IWM Broadcast Network. If you have the opportunity over there, click the subscribe button to join our over 2,000 member family here on the network. Certainly you can get updates as to what races we broadcast and what's happening in a typical week. Typically, we will be here every Wednesday and Thursday nights. Wednesday is here, the IWM Cup Series, and Thursday nights we bring you the INRS Racing Series. Both leagues, no quick repairs. They both follow the NASCAR circuit series, so but they're alternating. So tonight we have Bristol, which NASCAR ran on Sunday. On Thursday nights, we have the race before. So tomorrow night, we'll be at Kansas.
Great leagues, both of them. Both put on really good racing week in and week out. We're looking at another good one here at Bristol. Obviously, Matthew David Wood, the man up in front, and he's done a great job so far leading this race.
All right, about to enter the Echo Park restart zone. And we are underway. Not as good of a jump as before. The 51, I think, was anticipating when that 21 was going to leave, so he stayed right there on his bumper.
Let's see how he can pace this race here. If he applies that pressure, he can make that 21 run a little bit more aggressive than he wants to. Let's see if he can do it, but that 21 already starting to pull away.
Yeah, we noticed that in his last run, he really knew, he really had a way to get around this track that worked for the 21. We're taking a quick peek again inside. He's just running his race, just super smooth. For me, I'm watching that digital display in the center of the screen there. I'm seeing he's staying in fifth gear, and watching right here, you see right now he's off the throttle, a little bit back on, about right in the center of the corner, and just easing his way in and out. But a little bobble there, right, Noah?
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a bobble he had just then. It's really off the corners is where I'm seeing it. Really loose off of 2 and 4.
So far, so good for the 21 of Matthew Wood. I think he's been the only leader so far tonight. All 41 laps, all on the 21.
Knock on wood, perfection for the 21 of Wood. Doing a great job in that 21 machine. Good racing diecast, a little bit spread out so far. 1, 3, 17th, and 29th for Christoph Hall, trying to rebound after a hit earlier on. But Aiden Lucas, he's going to do his best to make it a 1-2. There's Balls Out Racing. They're sitting 2nd, 4th, and 9th, so a little bit less spread out through the field here. They all know that they have a chance to do it here, and both of these teams are just battling for that team championship especially. It is almost always these two up in front.
Speaking of team championship, let's go ahead and bring up that information. See right now.
Balls Out in almost a world of their own up in front here. It's 1320 Enterprises and Elite Motorsports. That's your top 3.
Yeah, right now, Justin Lewis back there, 1320. He's a little bit farther back than he probably would want to be. See, teammates-wise, you know, Justin Lewis, Maxwell Caldwell, Todd Merkel, 11th, 14th, and 24. They need to really get some action.
Austin Call. Looks like Austin Call had an issue there on the front straightaway. That's where we were. You saw him right? Yep. Looked like Austin Call's car. Turned out to be Austin Call's car. Caution flag is out. And he spins coming off of 4.
All right, watching the 11 here of Austin Call. That's entering, right? That's coming out of 4. We talked about this earlier. If you get on the gas a little too soon.
Wow.
Good save, just some incidental contact with the inside retaining wall.
A little bit shocked that that was a caution. I for sure thought that there would have been another car involved in that, but Austin Call, single spin on his own. We are still green, thankfully, or still under caution now.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't stop on the track either. He just continued on. So
No, kept
yeah,
rolling.
little surprised that that caution came out. All right. Well, we talked about this in previous short tracks. It really benefits the leader here because it's not like other tracks where you can get a run going. You can run down the leader. Here, you're going to instantly on any restart, unless you make a mistake, you're going to gain at least a 2 or 3 car advantage right away. And if you've already figured out how to get around this track, like we've seen Matthew Wood so far, cautions are not your enemy. All right, a couple of cars are in the pits at the moment. To bring up our action alerts, we had them turned off before, but we'll bring them back up. You may see a whole bunch pop in there. They're not quite as relevant yet until they catch up. Those just will cache a bit as incidents happen. So we'll see. Pop up. But again, thank you for tuning in tonight. We appreciate those of you who tune up or show up regularly to watch our events here on Wednesdays. We certainly appreciate that. The lights are off on the pace car.
All right. Here we go. Matthew David Wood leading us through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. We are back green at the Last Great Coliseum. And Aiden Lucas Tart jumping to that outside line of the 67. Look at the run he got there. You're starting to see that outside line start to pick up a little bit. Look at Pete Tart trying to run down the 51. You can see he's kind of learning that braking zone there on that outside, catching him on the straightaways, losing him in the corners. So he is definitely still learning, but he's doing a great job at keeping up with his lead pack here. And Zach Lindgren found his way up to 4th in the number 85, and Aiden Lucas rounds out the top 5 here. Good battle for 6th going on, 5th and 6th, excuse me. That's what would have been the driver of the 91 Pileshi is Ryan Kelly. Walker Thomas jumps out of that deal. First in practice, it's Justin Lewis. Not a great qualifying session. He finds himself in 8th.
If number 7, if they're battling at the one of Walker Thomas there.
See if he can make the move here. Pass for 3rd trying to happen. It's Lindgren and Tart battling.
Up at the front to the 67 of Pete Tart, all the way up 7 positions. Let's bring up the biggest gainers.
Here.
Yeah, J.R. Houston up 17 positions.
Yeah, Justin Lewis as well up 16. We talked about him a minute ago. Looks like he's trying to match J.R. Houston counts of 17 spots gained. And he's trying to match it if he can get by Walker Thomas.
All right, Pete Tart has got Kyle Smalley in his windshield, trying to get up to that position. You see, walk a bit farther back, getting the 91 of Ryan Kelly, trying to get around the 1 of Walker Thomas there.
Wherever Andrew Pileshi is tonight, I am sure if he's watching this race, he is happy with how the 91 is running tonight.
Absolutely.
We had some trouble earlier on lap 61. Michael Anthony contact with the 23 of Van Scoik and the 45 of Weaver back on lap 61. Just looking back at it. So it looks like Anthony may be in the pits.
Oh, caution flies again.
Oh.
Number of cars involved, I think J.R. Houston and the 43 potentially.
A lot of contact had been happening the last couple of laps. It was brewing.
The 23 and the
Van
20
Scoik.
side by side.
Oh,
Hang on one
the
second.
43 of Harrell.
Let's go back.
That was, yeah, RKO from out of nowhere right there. Let's see what happened.
Just a second, trying to find the 43 here. Let's back this up a bit. So get a little loose there. He's trying to save it.
Yeah, from what I can tell, he's been struggling with the loose race car all night and just net code there.
Net code, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, net code that caused the 20 to go around, unfortunately. That was a big net code, unfortunately. That was large.
Yeah, big gap there.
All right, sucks for the 20 of J.R. Houston there. There was nothing he could do there. The gods of iRacing and what we've referred to as a net code, that's just where they anticipated that contact would happen. And you saw that it didn't actually happen, but they anticipated it would with contact with the 43. And unfortunately, that caused the 20 to sustain a little bit of damage.
Thankfully, as somebody who races in real life, net code is not a real thing in the real world. Thank goodness.
All right, lights are off on the pace car. We're getting formed back up to go back to racing. We've only got about 13 laps left before this stage break will be done, and we'll get you that information as to those stage points and who wins them.
I for sure thought you were going to say only 100 and something laps to go. We still have a very, very long way to go in this race. Like you said, about 13, 14 laps to go here for the stage. Through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone, it is Matthew David Wood in the Go Racing Diecast 21 machine. And getting ready to try and lead him to this stage. 13 laps goes by in a flash.
All right, Matthew David Wood out in front, but right behind there's a gaggle of cars, and door to door, the 34 of Aiden Lucas and the 1 of Walker Thomas. That's a battle for 5th between these two drivers.
A big mess back there for sure. And they are eyeing for position. Stage points on the line tonight. They know how much it means. A moment there for the 91 in the back. Almost lost it.
Yeah, we're watching also Justin Lewis up 17 spots, currently sitting in 7th. He's looking for a way to get around these two cars here. Most of these drivers in the top 10 have not pitted. See the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell currently sitting in 8th. Just 8 to go in this stage.
Take a look at the 94. The footwork that 94 machine has, he is fighting his way up to the front. He wants those stage points bad.
Yeah, currently in 8th, looking for more.
You're really starting to see that inside line begin to struggle. Cannot put it together.
Yeah, 91 super loose there. A lot of heat in those tires. And you see the 45 now slipping under the 91, and he's right on the bumper of the 94. That's Jordan Weaver, balls out racing. But Jordan Weaver, we've seen this before, has got a bit of a connection issue. Tends to just kind of blip in, blip out. All right, 3 laps to, yeah, 3 laps to go. Looking up front, these drivers they're in good shape here. But right now it's just really single file. Looking for our biggest battle really is Aiden Lucas and Walker Thomas as they're trying to work their way up the front. All right, just 1 lap to go here, and did caution come out, or that was it?
That looks like that may be it here.
That
yeah, looking on the
stage.
track map, nobody's fun. All right, we'll wait on an official word from race control at the end of that stage. Should release it any minute.
All right, see the entire field on pit road, and they're going to finish exactly as we were there in the top 10. So right now, Matthew Wood out in front. He'll be the stage winner.
Molly and Pete Tart, a good run for that 67 machine to get up in front. Did a really good job there holding his own.
Expect to see most of these drivers do a full 4 tires here.
Yeah, I would expect that too. It's kind of getting that time. We're almost to half. I'm shocked we've only seen pretty much 1 stop here, and we're almost halfway through this dang thing. And it is looking like it's going to be a kind of tire conservation race. Excuse me. So far today, these guys doing a great job of it. Haven't seen any major slips. We've seen a couple little spins, but no major slips like guys completely losing the car.
All right, looks like the stage was the end of lap 82. And yeah, as we expected, Matthew David Wood is your winner of the stage, with Kyle Smalley second, Pete Tart third, Zach Lindgren fourth, Aiden Lucas in fifth, Walker Thomas in sixth, Justin Lewis in seventh, Maxwell Caldwell in 8th, Ryan Kelly for the 91 in 9th, and Jordan Weaver in 10th. All right, lights are on the pace car still.
One more time around here.
All right, 87 laps complete here at Bristol in the Food City 250. And now the real race begins, right?
It's getting to that time. We get hit about lap 100. These guys are going to turn the jets on.
All right, certainly it was a complete restart for these guys. All went in, all got fresh tires. Interestingly enough, the 55 of Nathan Yarnell did not come in that last time by. He had pitted on lap 47. He is out there on the outside line. These guys have all got fresh tires. I'm a bit concerned here, Noah.
As they say, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out. Green flag back out in the air. Matthew David Wood and Nathan Yarnell on the outside in old tires. Will we see 3 wide? We will. Way up into the outside wall goes Yarnell.
55 took that opportunity to lead a lap, but he's now sliding back all the way to 8th. Again, he's on older tires. Oh, they're wrecking up front. The 34 of Aiden Lucas goes around.
Oh, parking lot here at Bristol. Guys still trying to slow up. Ty Bostic's involved. The 64's involved. Allison involved. A lot of good cars involved in that one.
And we need to go back up to the front and just see what happened there with the 34. I mean, we'll focus on that, but it's got to be something else related. We'll see.
All right, let's take a look at what happened here. So it looks like, there's Lucas under the 67 of Tart. Did he try to make a dive?
Oh, he just got loose.
Oh, just lost it. Yeah, just lost it in the middle of the corner there trying to get in. Maybe he locked the brakes up?
Oh, the 4, the 22 involved, 55 as well.
Allison goes sliding.
Well, that could have been a whole lot worse, but still impacts this event here as the single spin by Aiden Lucas collects a number of drivers. And he may be done for the night, Noah. That car is significantly damaged.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to turn without that right front going with you.
Well, we'll let the Elves at iRacing see if they can hammer that and put that car back together for the 34 so we can continue here. But I show a meatball on that car, so meatball flag is out for the 34.
I think that may be it, unfortunately.
Well, the caution flies again here at lap 93. We're coming up to the halfway point at some point. Matthew David Wood finds himself out in front. Remember that driver, the 55 of Yarnell, who started. He is now sitting back in 9th. But he gets that note that he is a lap leader. He led 4 laps here.
We are forming back up. Pace car lights are off. An issue there for Maurice Burnett. Looks like he's going to drop to the back of the field here.
Yeah, he is currently, I think, a few laps down here.
I think they may call a caution back out. Nope, we will stay green. It looks like he was supposed to have an EOL. Looks like a glitch in the system there. But it is Matthew David Wood, the man up in front, Pete Tart, and Zach Lindgren. And Kyle Smalley has fallen way back. He's got to find 3 spots to get back to where he was. And he has some really good cars to get through in order to do it.
It's got Justin Lewis to the outside there, but they are battling right in front between Pete Tart and Zach Lindgren here.
Yeah, Justin Lewis really close quarters there with the 67 of Pete Tart. Going to look on the outside to try to get it done. May have given up the spot of the 51. That outside line, inside line, excuse me, really struggling right now. And take a look at that 7 making up spots. And Ryan Kelly now coming into the picture in the top 5.
Yeah, that 7 was a little loose, but somehow he reined it in. Thought he was going to loop it around, but no, he kept that car pointed in the right direction and finds himself now in 4th.
They are so close. That outside line has so much momentum here. You can see how quickly he closes that gap up to the 51. You can get on the throttle way earlier, running on that high side and way harder. He's hanging with them.
Yeah, math says that the inside line is the shortest way around, but with that momentum on the outside, it absolutely is to their benefit. This car really is sticking.
Lewis ducks down to the inside. That may open up the door for the 51.
Yeah, he's now battling, 51's battling Ryan Kelly to the outside there.
Yeah, take a look at this battle here. This has been going on for the last couple of laps, and he's still not been able to clear the 51 of Smalley. He may have gotten it here. Looks like he does. So that battle comes to a close, and a new one begins. Lewis and Tart now battling for the 3rd place spot.
These drivers just less than 1 second behind the leader, Matthew Wood, are battling for position. You got Lindgren in 2nd right there in front, but the Justin Lewis to the outside as he is battling to get around, and the 51 is trying to get around that 91. Oh, contact with the 51 and the 7. Oh. But actually gave a pretty big bump to the 7. Now he's on the outside of the 67.
What a battle we're watching here for 3rd place.
Man, it's a great drive in. The 7 is just taking advantage of it.
The 51 coming into the picture now.
Yeah, that outside line's really rubbered in, and they got a little bit better grip and a little bit of speed. As you said, they're able to really be able to match that gas to the outside much sooner than to the inside. Look at the run the 51 had.
It's so amazing watching both of these lines here work. Lewis into the wall there. So Smalley moves up high. Caution flag is out. Smoke on pit road, or off pit road at 54 watts. 54 of David Watts going around.
Looks like the 88 was in the inside retaining wall. That brought out that little smoke we saw, but then the 8 of Maurice Burnett to the inside of the 54 gave him a little bit of a shove.
And unfortunate for Watts, was having a decent run here, was involved in an incident earlier. He'll find himself now in the back of this field as they tow that 54 back.
All right, back up front with this field. That is our 8th caution of the night here, lap 109 of 250 as we creep towards the halfway point. Number of drivers are in the pits at the moment. Such a good racing by Zach Lindgren here with Elite Motorsports in the 85. Bringing up those points again. You know, Zach Lindgren really needs to have a good finish. Take a quick peek at the overalls. We'll check and see just where he's sitting on points right now. Typically, we're just bringing up those last little bit of standings. We don't always bring up everything. But Zach Lindgren is currently sitting 23rd, so yeah, he definitely would certainly benefit from a good showing tonight.
Yep, it looks like he will definitely take that if he can. Good finishes always welcome for these guys, especially with this new point system. It's about consistency. It's about finishing in the top 10 constantly. Green flag back out in the air here at Bristol.
Door to door with the one. That's Walker Thomas there as he slides up to the outside. 51 of Kyle Smalley takes over that second place position. Really the loser on this restart is the 7 of Justin Lewis. He's now finding himself back in 5th.
Yeah, he's really struggling back here, trying to make his way back up to the front. We'll see if he can do it. But he's been really good in traffic so far tonight.
Well, he's definitely used that high line to his advantage for sure.
Yep.
Justin Lewis gets himself around the 85 of Zach Lindgren. Points his sights on Walker Thomas as Matthew Wood continues to lead. He's got just about a quarter of a second advantage, but not much as the 51 tries to take advantage of that high line and gain some momentum.
Yeah, that outside really starting to kind of come in now that all that rubber on the bottom has been laid down. It is really starting to come into play here with 133 laps to go.
All right, 118 laps complete as we just are about coming up to halfway. See the 64 of Cody Sturgill out in front of your leader, Matthew Wood. Cody is the last car on the lead lap. So 27 cars still on the lead lap here out of 34 total. We've had one retiree, that's Aiden Kirker in the 39, and Justin Horton, I think, has also retired, as well as Aiden Lucas. So just 3 cars have retired. David Watts is coming out of the pits. He'll be currently right there. Yeah, he's making his way out. So 31 cars still in the race.
It's really unfortunate for Lucas as well. Had a really strong car all day. And, really unfortunate that it has to end that way. calm, cool, and collected, as Matthew David Wood has not had a major challenge for the lead pretty much all race.
Yeah,
and
pretty quiet.
Been so good on these restarts here. Has kept his nose clean. But the one thing he's been able to do is get a gap early. He knows if he can have that kind of buffer. Now look at the battle for second here. Smalley and Thomas. Smalley way up the racetrack here. He'll go back to outright third. And second is now Walker Thomas.
Yeah, those are two balls out racing drivers, Thomas and Smalley there. But right behind them is the 7 of Justin Lewis. He's caught up to this pack, which is really racing for second and third here behind Matthew Wood. All right, we're just past the halfway point here. Just 123 laps to go as laps tick away. Good racing all around this field. Let's drop it back a little bit to 10th spot. You see Sammy Harrell back here. Right in front of him, Matthew Caldwell battling here with the 49 rather. A little bit of contact with Casey Herschel.
It has been a up and down day for that 43 machine. He has fought so hard to get his way back up to the front. And he has just done a great job of recovering that number 43 machine. Had a couple of single spins early on, but he has kept it up, and he is in top 10. Big bump there.
49 of Casey Herschel just said, hey, I'm here, and made his position known.
Wow.
45 of Jordan Weaver right to the outside, and also Jared Wishon is there in the 17.
That is a absolute mess right there.
A little farther back to the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik. And he's got his teammate Aaron Jackson behind him. Two GOAT Racing diecast drivers. Right now 13th and 14th. Peeking a little bit farther back, we talked about Calvin Allison earlier. He's got Jeremy Brown. They're right now racing 17th and 18th. Making a good recovery. Nathan Yarnellis found the spot. Oh, a little loose there.
Oh.
He dirt tracks around, but kept it together at 55.
Bit loose.
22, Ty Boston, currently sitting in 21st. He's about 7 positions worse than when he started, but still keeping it together there at the 22. Back up front, well, they work their way around the 99. That's Maurice Burnett. I'm sorry, that's Marco Berube. He's going a lap down there. Now Marco finds himself sandwiched between Walker Thomas and Kyle Smalley for second and third. Justin Lewis got a little bit of pressure by the 85.
Outside there, Berube gonna give some way there.
Oh, not much way. They're almost in each other's door.
Wow. Wow. Hard racing.
Yeah, the
for lap down cars.
67 used the 99. It's a pick and got around the 85.
Yeah, tar a little bit loose there coming off turn 2.
That is a challenge these drivers face when they're dealing with this lap traffic. You can easily make a mistake.
Yep. Interesting line from the 7 of Lewis. Is diamonding the corners. Yeah, you can see goes up high, will exit low. Yeah, take a look here. Goes high. Drops down in the middle. Then from the middle goes to the low side, and that really is hurting him. Look at how much time the 67 of Tart has gained on the 7 in these last couple of laps here. You can see really struggling.
Yeah, but now he's dealing with what looks to be some lap down traffic there with the 25, and that's Roberto Ramirez.
Yep.
To the 67 ran right up on the bumper.
Big shot there.
Yeah, a little bit of contact with the 7.
Couldn't quite get him cleared.
Yeah, that lap traffic is definitely hurting the 7, that's for sure. It's forced him to change his line. And he's going to lap down traffic right in front of him. That's Brian Jones right there and the 25. Both cars now a lap down and really making it a challenge.
Trouble for Sammy Harrell in turn 1. He makes contact with the 17 of Wishon. Looks like no caution. He got into Van Scoyk as well. It looks like on lap 144. Yeah, he lost a lot of spots there.
This is the 43 and the 17 here. He gets caught up in what looks to be a little bit of lap down traffic. That's a 99 of Marco Berube sliding back. There's that contact you were speaking of, and there takes the 17. Hello.
Yeah, kept it clean, though, and that's what matters. He's been through a lot of damage already. I doubt he wants to hurt that race car anymore.
Back up front, your leaders are struggling as they're working their way through lap down traffic. It's they got a real a challenge as they face these cars. Matthew Wood's out clean, but Walker Thomas not quite yet. All these green flag laps here have really played havoc with a number of these drivers who have not had a chance to come in, get fresh tires, get back out. Your leaders are running on just one change.
Yeah, really shocked that tires have not played more of a factor here. You see that track temp 106. I don't think it's cooled down a whole lot.
Nope. Not at all, actually.
Looks like we may have an issue with the 21. You can listen to his throttle. He is near coasting. See if you can ride on board with him. May just be my game.
Yeah, well, he's saving fuel.
And a lot of it, too. And we still have a very long way to go in this race. I mean, that's full clutching.
Yep. So the game's afoot here, Noah.
I don't... Oh! Spin there on the inside.
Green stays out.
Looks like that was Yarnell and Watts. Yeah, he is saving fuel very heavily.
He got a full tank of fuel in lap 84. He could potentially try to make this a one-stop race for him.
That would be a very bold call if he can manage to make that done. He still has 90-something laps to go, if he can do it. They've stopped once. They have filled up on fuel. If he can make it, yeah, like you said, maybe a two-stopper, one under green, I think he can make it.
Yeah, I don't think our
Look how much
telemetry
he
has
on him.
been updated fuel-wise.
I don't think so, but look at how much the one has caught up.
Oh yeah, Walker Thomas is right there.
Yeah, he's gaining by about maybe a tenth a lap. It's a lot. Yeah, he is saving that car with everything he's got.
All right, 166 laps complete. Based on our calculations, you got just under a full tank of, just under a half tank of fuel. Since he pitted on lap 84, so he's got 83 laps on this tank. We think about 125 to 130 laps per tank of fuel. So that's only about 40 laps left with 84 to go. He's trying to figure out a way to make it happen. I'm not sure it's possible, but hey, I've been wrong more than once.
Yeah, he would really have to stretching this run here and hold off Thomas and Smalley. Thomas really the only car close to him right now. Be interesting to see if and when he picks it back up.
I don't think he's still doing it. I think he tried it, thought about it, realized he's going to have to stop one more time.
You can see that gap is already building back up here.
Yeah, he's back on the throttle. He realizes he's got to stop one more time.
Yeah, no sense in doing something that's going to lose you a lot of time. Obviously, you want that buffer zone in case you have to make a save, in case you mess up a corner. But has he saved too much, and has he given the one machine of Walker Thomas a better shot to win it?
Well, Walker Thomas is nearly a full second behind, for sure 3/4 of a second. I don't know. But of course, if we have to go in under green, everything changes. So, but that being said, the top 12 all pitted at lap 84. So they're all going to have to come in at some point in the next 30 laps. So right now they're on 89 laps on this tank of fuel. Our guesstimate was 125 to 130, which means there's 40 laps left in their tank. So they'd be about 30 laps short on the event. So my guess is they're all hoping for a caution to fly. If not, they're going to have to do green flag stops, and nobody wants to gamble on having to take a green flag stop and then a caution flies later in the event.
No, not at all. You want to have the freshest stuff you can just in case.
Well, by doing what he was doing earlier, let's see if he's still doing it.
Yep.
Nope, he's not saving.
Go, Tom.
Looks like the 99 of Marco Ruby may have gotten a black flag. He'll have to come in and serve a penalty. But good green flag run here from these drivers.
Yeah, really good run from these guys. They are working about as hard as they can. especially Matthew David Wood, has led every single lap so far. Done a great job.
Well, with the exception of those 4 laps that Nathan Yarnell stayed out to lead the lap, and he'll get a point for that. That's part of the point system here in this league. All right, 68 laps to go, and now it's a question of when do I take fuel? I think that's what we come down to here.
I think that is the question. I think your best bet here, if you can pit on lap, I would say 200.
And that's pretty much going to wind up being somewhere between lap 200 and 210 is going to be their the time where they're going to have to take fuel. They can run that tank as dry as they can, but caution flies, and that is going to be very, very opportunistic for these guys.
There is one person who it's unlucky for. It's Justin Lewis. He was on pit, coming off of pit road.
Oh gosh, that was Ryan Kelly, the 91. He's had slipped back to 14th now after that little spin. Not sure what happened to Ryan Kelly, but we do expect all leaders down on pit road. He was up there with battling with the 85 and the 51, 3 wide here at Bristol. Not always a good move. And single car spin. All right. Well, everybody's on pit road. We expect to see this, absolutely. That's the challenge of that double wide pit lane.
Picked the wrong one. You'll be sorry.
The 21 and right there with the 1 of Walker Thomas. Set of fresh Goodyear rubber, and off they go, getting the fuel and the tires that they need.
Yep, and that'll be much needed. I think you can make it to the end here. When you go back green, you should be fine.
Unfortunately, I think that's going to push Matthew Wood down to 7th. Not the pit stop he was hoping for, but nope. 51 of Kyle Smalley finds himself up in front.
And what a win this would be for Smalley if he can pull this off. He's been playing second flute pretty much the whole day.
But can Matthew Wood find his way back up to the front? He's got plenty of time with just over 60 laps to go. So now the whole fuel situation's off the table.
Just tires now, I think.
Drivers all showing a full tank of fuel from our telemetry. J.R. Houston in the 20 gets a wave around. As does Roberto Ramirez, as his field forms back up. All right, Noah, this really is the crunch time here with 60 laps to go. Really good opportunity here for a battle. We got the 17 of Jared Wilson, wishing on the outside. Austin Call is up there. The 88 of Calvin Allison. Jeremy Brown,
Yep.
a lot of new names.
Some trouble in the back. Drivers did not get formed up right or ready. So that'll let Smalley.
Oh, caution comes back out.
Caution flags out. A couple cars into it on the front straightaway. It's like Todd Merkel involved.
Yeah, a number of drivers got involved.
Oh, Merkel just spun the tires. And unfortunate for Lewis, he just absolutely destroyed the front end of that number 7 machine. Let's take a look here. So here's the 2. Green flag's out now.
Maxwell Caldwell right around, unfortunately, and just absolutely had no place to go. The 7 just right in the driver's door of the 2. Well, not the night the 7 was hoping for with his earlier performance.
No, not at all. Looking like he was going to have a good rebound here.
So with that, that puts him in the pits along with the 23 of Van Scoik. Bud Scherer is in the pits. Roberto Ramirez. A number of drivers now are in the pits trying to get some repairs made.
Let's hope we can, this 10th caution of the night, see if we can keep the wheels rolling here. So far, we've stayed relatively on the rails.
All right, 194 laps complete here of 250 here at the Food City 250 at Bristol in the IWM Cup Series. We thank you all for tuning in. We've just got a really, what could be a blink of an eye if we stay green here for these last 56 laps.
So I went back and listened to what happened with the 2 of Merkel. Looks like he went down in gear instead of up through it. So it looks like he may have gone into what we know colloquially as race gear.
All right.
As under the R.
We are back underway here. Green flies, 51. Good jump. Puts Jared Wilson leading that inside line. The 80 of Calvin Allison to the outside. The 21 finds himself up to 4th. Good job for the 21 here as he tries to chip back and make a run for it. You know, he's been fast all day.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the first laps he's not going to lead, and he's already up to 3rd. He's getting around Wishing in the 17, now eyeing Calvin Allison, but he's got 1 more to get. These 2 powerhouses have been at it every single week. It's Kyle Smalley in the 51.
Allison in the 88 does a great job. He's currently sitting in 2nd. Oh, caution flies again. Oh. Jared Wishing is involved. That's a 17. J.R. Houston potentially as well. Keep an eye on the 17 here. And we'll see. We have to bring up the 20 of J.R. Houston. So a bit of contact with the 17. No, just a single car spin there. What happened with J.R. Houston?
Go back and find it.
Watching J.R. Houston here. Little contact with the wall, the Zafer barrier. Mainly he started spinning, but got a little tap from the 23 there.
We've seen those two around each other pretty much the whole race, Houston and Van Scoik. They've been pretty close together.
Absolutely. So this does make things interesting. This puts Kyle Smalley and Matthew Wood together on the restart.
This will be fun.
Well, we know the leader is going to have that advantage, but Matthew Wood needs to make sure he doesn't jump the start, because that would be a disaster.
Yep, and the question is, where does he go here? Does he go high? Does he go low? We haven't really seen a dominant restart line here.
No, absolutely not. All tonight, sometimes we've seen that low line run good. The high line's been good. It really seems to be more of whatever line seems to work best for you. But it's not been. You just can't ride the high line all the way around. You got to dip down a little bit, even if it's middle of the track, pick up a little momentum, and then use the outside line to, release.
Yep.
All right, where are we at here? Right now, the lights are off on top of our pace car as this field is forming up. Matthew Wood,
7 to go.
He's always had a good advantage. He just needs to kind of let it ride.
Let it ride. We are back to green at Bristol.
Good restart for the 51, but not terrible for the 21.
Yeah, he just put the hammer down there. He's going to try to find his way back up here. Let's see if he can get back in his rhythm. I think that's the main thing for him. If he can find his rhythm again, Smalley better watch out.
And really the benefit for 51 is just that. Another caution flies.
Caution's out. Smalley's loving that.
Yeah, it plays into the hand of the leader. I have no idea what caused it. It may be J.R. Houston.
Yep, Houston going around again. Looks like he just got into the outside wall. Yeah, shocked that was a caution there.
Oh, a little bit of contact there. But
looks like he's only far involved.
Yeah. All right, but as we said earlier, this plays into the hand of the leader.
Yep, always does.
'94 getting a lucky dog lap back. I don't think that's going to get him on the lead lap per se. Yes, he is on the lead lap, 94. All right, a few drivers still in the pits. Brian Jones, Bud Shearer, David Watts has been there for a while. He's getting repairs made. 18 cars currently on the lead lap. I think J.R. Houston is the last car on the lead lap. We've got 208 laps are complete. Just 42 to go. About 40 or so when we get back to green. Well, so far so good. You see the 51 of Kyle Smalley taking the leader advantage. He gets an opportunity to lane choice. He elects the outside line.
.41 to go. In a 40 lap, I mean, you can probably already say it now. It's a 40 lap shootout.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Green flag flies. Kyle Smalley out in front. Matthew Wood right there in second.
Gosh, and that has been his bread and butter the whole day for Smalley's, those restarts.
Yeah, the 21 needs absolutely this to be green flag till the end if he has any chance of getting himself around the 51.
One thing I've noticed on the 21, he has some right front aero damage. If you take a look at the nose on that 21 machine, he has some damage there. So that may be holding him back just a little bit.
Could be. Kyle Smalley just nails the fastest lap. Nope, and that was just Matthew Wood now puts on the fastest lap of the day of 15.16.
Whew. Caution.
And caution flies again. Well, no information, no telemetry, can't tell you what happened there, but caution flies again here at Bristol.
Looks like the 46 of Brown. Single car spin.
All right, let's take a look at that real quick. Looking at the 46 here. Yep, right there. See, just kind of losing it.
Looks like Jeremy Brown is out of this race now. So he will add to the shockingly very short list
Of retirees.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. I almost had to look it up. Jeez.
Yep, Jeremy Brown retires. Also out today is Justin Lewis in the 7. Unfortunately, the 34 of Aiden Lucas, the 37 of Justin Horton, and Aiden Kirker. Just 5 retirees tonight. Again, it is all about the acquisition of points. So. All right, our 13th caution of the night with 34 laps to go, but that being said, by the time we go back to green, probably closer to 30, 32.
Yeah, it won't be super long here.
No, let's go off on the pace car this time by. We'll go back to green at lap 218, 32 to go.
It's been a great race so far. Not as many big incidents as I thought there was going to be. Really short list of guys who were out of this race. Yes, so far, knock on wood. Have really been impressed by the racecraft so far, but this is the shot that Matthew David Wood is needing right now. He is needing this restart to be perfect all the way through.
And as much green flag laps as possible. But good restart by the 21. He's right there on the tail of the 51. That's what he needed because now he's got to find a way to make up that time, and look at him go.
He is there. He's looking to the inside. Here comes Matthew David Wood, looking for the lead. Can he get one done here?
Oh, they're wrecking behind. The 85 goes around.
Big wreck.
Caution flies again. He almost had it as they race back to the line. No, that was what he needed. And that was the 85 of Zach Lindgren, unfortunately caught up in that incident.
Yep.
See Zach Lindgren by himself there, out in front, goes down. He's just loose. Looks like he's off the throttle a bit. I think he did pretty well there. Could have been a whole lot worse. Look at that one more time. Made a little bit of a weird move towards the wall. He's off the throttle and goes around. I think the 11, while he was there, really had no contact or no fault. All right, so now we'll go back to green with probably 25 laps to go. Man, the 21, I thought he was so close that last time.
Yeah, he was there, and I think now it's only a matter of time for Smalley before he eventually gets it.
All right, these two gladiators here up at the front battling all day long. Now it comes down to just 25 or so laps left as we make our way towards this restart. 21 on that last one did a great job anticipating the 51, and just as he was about to potentially pass him, the caution came out. Now we try it all over again.
Here we go. Not long left. A little less than 25 to go. A little more than 25 to go. Will be 26 to go. This time by to the restart zone. We're back green.
Another decent jump by the 21, anticipating what was happening with the 51, but he's a little bit of caution flies again. Nathan Yarnell
Oh boy.
goes around. That's the 55. I mean, every time that caution flies, 5 laps come off, and Kyle Smalley stays out front, wherever the leader is.
Yep, and it looks like the 55 just spun it off of the start there.
Oh, impacting 2 GOAT Racing drivers, the 43 and the 23. Those drivers are not going to be happy with that 55. All right, again, just less than 25 laps to go here. We're watching this battle between the 51 of Kyle Smalley and the 21 of Matthew Wood. They are battling for the win here. Each restart makes it interesting. Again, we thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the IWM Cup Series here on Wednesday nights. We know you have lots of things going on that you could be watching as well, but we appreciate you tuning in here live or on replay. But we thank you for tuning in and watching. All right. Next time by, those lights should go off on top of our pace car. And we'll get ready to get this racked and stacked for, I don't know, for the 15th time.
Yeah, final couple laps here. Knock on wood, I think we're safe to say we are out of range of beating the caution record, which I believe we beat 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think it was 28 was the record.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
One thing I will note here, Smalley has taken the outside the last 3 restarts. He has not taken it this time.
Oh, interesting.
Very, very interesting call by Kyle Smalley. Pace car lights are off. We go back through the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. We're back to green. A good jump from the 51.
21 stays right there. He was looking to put his teammate Walker Thomas to try and get him to take over that second spot to put a gap between him and the 21. That did not happen.
Looking to the inside of Smalley. He's trying to find that rhythm again. Looks like he's getting back on it. That car looking really good. Looking to the inside. Here comes Matthew David Wood looking back for the lead.
Matthew Wood looking for every advantage he can find here to take over that spot as he battles, but caution flies again for Marco Berube. Brings out the caution. As well as the 55 also involved, as well as the 64, Casey Herschel, Aaron Jackson, Roberto Ramirez, all involved in this incident. See, the 99 taps the safer barrier. Watching him, he's at the outside of the 43. Incident happening in front of him, that's the 88, and then everybody's spinning right in front. Not sure really why that, I guess, you're anticipating you're seeing a wreck happen in front of you and you're trying to avoid it. You see the 88 go around and the 99 just decided, yeah, all right, well, that could happen. All right, another caution flies here for the 16th time with just 17 laps to go.
In there. But Matthew Wood has still not gotten that lead yet.
Kyle Smalley is just saying, do it again, bring it out.
Yep.
Okay. All right, now we'll just we'll probably go back to green with 14 or so laps left. Same battle is going on. We're still calling it between Smalley and Matthew Wood. 51 is going to take that. We don't know. He's going to take the inside line again. No, he's taking outside this time. Now, as you can see, that's good for the 51. That puts his teammate of Walker Thomas right behind him. And he is, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing he's trying to help that one and get him help himself by putting some other car between himself and the 21. And if he can launch at the same time, well, get some team orders, that will benefit the 51.
There's the inside this time. Here we go, back to green. Let's see what kind of jump he can get.
Oh, the 21 takes advantage of it, and now he is already, the lap isn't even complete yet.
He's looking at the side, got a little bit squirrely there, but the 51 goes into the wall.
51 battling 21 right there now. Just 14 laps to go. 21 takes again a look at the inside.
It's a matter of time. He has that aero damage that is slowing him down just a little bit, but he is really bearing down on the 51 now.
Drives in a little hotter, trying to get that advantage, but the 51 still maintains a car and a half gap.
Oh, he's to his inside now. He is so close to getting that lead. Side by side, nearly out of turn 4. They are side by side.
Oh, a little bit of contact. Hold it together by a nose.
Still making contact.
Door to door with 10 laps to go, Smalley and Wood.
And he clears him.
Oh, but got a little loose.
And it's got Matthew David back to the lead to go.
21 of Matthew Wood out in front, takes over the lead with just 9 laps to go.
Yeah, he does not want a caution right now. Last thing he wants.
Well, actually, at this point, it probably would work into Matthew Wood's hand now that he's taken over the lead. With a 51, no, you're right. He does not want a caution. He's trying to figure out a way to get back up there. He's got his teammate behind him, and the caution comes out. Caution flies. My. Ryan Kelly goes around in that 91. He's got some front end damage. He's got some right side damage.
Wow.
There may have been some contact with the 85. We'll see how it goes. See the 91. He's got the 45. That's Jordan Weaver to the outside. Ty Bosick in front. A little bit of contact with the 90.
Caldwell.
Yeah, 94 gives him a little tap, and unfortunately, yeah, no real contact with the 85 per se. That didn't lead to the spin, but certainly the 94 may have contributed for sure. All right. Well, that certainly makes things interesting. We'll get back to green flag racing. Maybe with a lap to go.
I think we may have that, yeah, just a lap.
All right, so with just a handful of laps left, Wood is back in charge of this race. Looking at the, let's bring up the leaders here. You can see it was just Matthew Wood and Kyle Smalley have led pretty much this entire race. These two drivers have dominated here. But for the longest time, for 52 laps, Kyle Smalley was in charge.
$191 laps led. But in the end, it doesn't matter unless you lead. The most important one.
You're breaking up a little bit there, Noah.
All right. Got me now?
Yes.
There we go. What I was saying was, it really doesn't matter.
Nope, lost you again.
Jeez Louise, yeah, I don't know what my internet's been up to tonight. Yeah. As long as you're the last one, it matters.
That's right. All right, the 94 gets an EOL penalty, asking him to move to the end of the longest line after that contact with the 91.
Yep. How many cars do we have on the lead lap now? I'm trying to see what the...
19.
I think 19 cars. So very competitive field tonight.
Absolutely. Lights are still on the pace car, which means we're going to take the green flag at lap 250. So I'm guessing this will be a green-white checker. All right, lights are off on the pace car. Just a lap or so left. It'll be a green-white checkered restart, which means that leader has the advantage. He needs to make it all the way around, take the white flag, and then he will bring home the win. 51 needs something to happen.
Here we go. Back to green flag racing. Will Smalley make a move?
51 gets a good jump. White flag flies. Caution cannot end this race. Even there's a spin in the back, does not matter. The 21 just has to finish this race up. Last couple of corners, and the 21 of Matthew Wood wins the Food City 250 here at Bristol.
For Matthew David Wood, it'll be Kyle Smalley in second, Walker Thomas third, Austin Call, a great recovery for the 11 team in fourth, and Ty Bostic finishes fifth.
Good for the 22, good finish. All right, GOAT Racing driver Matthew Wood gets his burnout cam celebration here at the start-finish.
Well-deserved win, and if anybody had to fight for it, it's that one. That pit stop unfortunately put him in a bad spot, but nonetheless, he pulls it off. Matthew David Wood, win number 3 at the last Great Coliseum.
All right, he makes his way around. For some reason, our overlay is just not happy tonight. It did great for the first little bit.
He'll try to get himself up on a victory lane here.
All right, let's get our results for the race showing here.
All right. Parks it in victory lane, Matthew David Wood. And a heck of a win for the 21 machine.
Yep, I am not really sure why we can't get our graphics to function here. It's not been happy here. So we're just going to have to wing it.
Yep, read it off the results here. Let's go ahead and take a look at your top 10. Matthew David Wood pulls off a huge win, third win of the season for the number 21. Kyle Smalley in second, Walker Thomas third, Austin Call fourth, Ty Bostic fifth. A great recovery for both of those drivers. Calvin Allison sixth, Zach Lindgren in seventh, Jordan Weaver in eighth. J.R. Houston was involved in a couple of incidents today. He finishes ninth. And John Ledger, who we saw in a huge wreck early on, rounds out the top 10.
Maurice Burnett finishes in 11th with Nathan Yardell in 12th, Chuck Van Skyke in 13th, Aaron Jackson in 14th with Ryan Kelly in 15th, Jared Wishen in 16th with Maxwell Caldwell in 17th, Casey Herschel in 18th, and Pete Tart in 19th. And the top 20, that's Christoph Hall finishing in 20th.
21st is going to be Sammy Harrell in the 43 machine, Todd Merkel 22nd, Michael Anthony 23rd, Cody Sturgill 24th, 25th Roberto Ramirez, 26th Brian Jones, 27th Marco Berube, 28th Jeremy Brown, 29th Bud Shearer, and 30th, a really unfortunate finish, is Justin Lewis.
All right, in 31st, you've got David Watts, Aiden Lucas in 32nd, Justin Horton 33rd, and Aiden Kirker in 34th. That's the finishing order tonight as we look at the 21 on top of, in the winner's circle, on top of the, there we go. Hey, voila, there we go. So Hard Charger Award goes to J.R. Houston, up 21 spots. Matthew Wood gets the most laps led. Fastest lap to Kyle Smalley, a 15.079, and the pole went to Matthew Wood as well. All right, with that, let's try to get let's see if that'll go away. Let's see if we can get our third place finisher in the booth, which would be Walker Thomas. See if Walker will join us here in the booth. Walker, can you hear us?
I got you.
All right. I'd love to show your graphic and information, but graphics are kind of a little bit struggling. But congratulations on your third place finish, and really a good finish for Balls Out Racing tonight.
Yeah, certainly another good points night. Had three of us in the top 10. Unfortunately, Mike had some miscues and spent a lot of time trying to fix damage tonight. But another good night for us. I didn't know how it was going to go. There was that long run we had, and I felt really good. And then pit road, the way it opens, gave me and Matthew a fit there. We came out like 7th and 8th or something like that, and I didn't think we'd get back up there. But restarts were so dependent on what lane actually went, and it seemed like the top went a lot, and it felt like I was on the bottom a lot. So, yeah, we'll take the P3. And we'll take it into next week. I really like Kansas, so I can't wait to get over there.
That sounds great. Well, congratulations. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, just diecast fans for always being on the car. Make sure we use code DFANS at Circle B through April. It's free shipping, not $6 off. So make sure you take care of that, or take advantage of that now. And then just shout out to Kyle. Bringing it home P2, getting balls 2 of the top 3 is pretty cool. So shout out to them, and then shout out to Matthew. He was lights out tonight for sure.
Absolutely. All right, well, there's your third place finisher, Walker Thomas. And with that, we'll see if we can bring in his teammate. Let's bring Kyle into the broadcast booth. Kyle, congratulations on your second place finish, man. Super close. Super close.
Yeah, the Balls Out Chevy was fast tonight. After that long run, we had that caution, and I got lucky being able to pit before everyone else. But that put me up front. But I was mainly just a third or fourth place car all night. Matthew was on rails tonight. Walker was way better than I was in the long run. But good stage points, second in the stage and second in the race. I'll take it, especially at Bristol.
Absolutely. Give us a little bit about, certainly there was that advantage on those restarts, but to the lead car. But really, as this track rubbered in, what was your thoughts on the different lines?
Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. I was kind of nervous about that going in. I knew if we got a longer run, the track was going to go through many stages. So it was fast on the bottom, then the middle came in, and then the top came in. It was fun also going through traffic. I've never really done that at Bristol before, so hopefully we can do that again next time we come here.
That sounds great. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, everybody at Balls Out Racing, we all had a good night. Mike had a lot of issues, but solid recovery coming back to almost the top 20. Everyone else in the top 10, which is great. You guys for broadcasting, diecast fans, Circle B diecast, and Elliot for doing this league, and then Elite Designs for always making us look good.
You got it. All right, that's your second place finisher here tonight. That's Kyle Smalley. And with that, we'll go ahead and grab our winner. Bring Matthew Wood into the broadcast booth here. Matthew, congratulations. Thank you for joining us here, and heck of a victory tonight.
Thank you. That wasn't easy getting there at the end, but we got it done.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you had the race for the longest time. You were running it leader out there with a lot of green laps happening. But there at that last pit stop kind of put you a bit farther back.
Yeah, no, for me and Walker there, I mean, it was just horribly timed because iRacing, it's so stupid how it works. As soon as the caution comes out, the pit road opens once you get to the pace car or truck, whichever one it is. And unfortunately for me and Walker, we were quite literally we were basically past the pace car, but it said we were behind it, so it came out. And if we would have pit, it would have gave us a penalty, which would have sent us to the back no matter if we got a clear or not. Because again, if you even clear that on iRacing, if the admin clears that, it'll still give you an EOL no matter what. So we couldn't pit, and all the guys behind us pit. I knew we were in trouble, but I knew if there was two guys that could do it, it was me and Walker. Made it up through the field as clean as I could. Had a fast goat racing Outlier Speedco number 21 tonight. I mean, we were on rails, especially in 1 and 2. I was very, very good in 1 and 2. I was just able to get under Kyle there. There's a couple times I had him, but you wreck for last, you can't really get past the guy for the lead. But yeah, it just sucks for Aiden. Aiden, he's always quick. It's always us four up there racing, and unfortunately, Aiden, not the best of luck. But I love these short tracks. I love short tracks and road courses. I'm kind of dreading next week, but who knows? Who knows? I learned a lot on Sunday night at Kansas, and hopefully I could take that and not do absolutely terrible like I did on Sunday night. But
well, congratulations on your win. Shout outs tonight.
Again, thank Outlier Speedco. Make some of the best setups on iRacing with a small group. Don't have our builder. Rob's off on training right now, so we're going to be without him for a month. But we've got to thank PGR and everybody that supports this league. Every little opportunity I get, and I'll take it. And I've got to thank Cody and all of them that put me into goat racing. Chuck for what he does, and everybody that supports this broadcast. You guys are doing such a great job. Thank the Lord for sending Jesus Christ down for all of us, and we'll be on Kansas next week, hopefully ripping the fence, but it doesn't seem like you could do that in iRacing, unfortunately.
Nope. Well, we'll see you next week at Kansas. Of course, next week we've got Kansas. After that, we head to Talladega, I think, in our schedule.
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
And maybe
my engine just exploded in the victory lane. Wow.
Yep, Kansas, Talladega, and then Texas before we hit the road course at Watkins Glen. So really exciting next few weeks. We hope to see you again in the winner's circle.
Thank you, buddy.
You got it. All right, that pretty much wraps up our broadcast here at the IWM studios covering the Food City 250. Noah and myself. Noah, any thoughts tonight as we wrap up our broadcast?
I'll tell you what, as long as I say 50 laps of that race, are some of the most exciting you can get. You won't really find racing like that anywhere else. Just really good racing between Wood and Smalley there. Two really just class act drivers here. Both eyeing for that third win on the season. I think you're going to keep seeing these two battling it out at the front as the season goes on. But all in all, really good racing tonight.
Absolutely. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you for making us your stop here on Wednesday nights. If you're interested in watching Kansas, tune in tomorrow night as the INRS Series takes on Kansas Speedway tomorrow night in the Advent 200. So for Noah and myself, we thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Good night, folks.